Yes, they are. They haven't given it back.
Good afternoon. I am glad to welcome you and glad to take my mask off. It's wonderful to have you all here on this absolutely gorgeous afternoon in a setting that I would say was designed for this, so this is wonderful. This is an annual ceremony where we induct into membership those young women who qualify for this society, a national society for the recognition of academic excellence in secondary schools. Modeled on Phi Beta Kappa, Cum Laude is held in high esteem across the nation. More than 30 years ago, St. Catherine's underwent the challenging process of establishing a chapter. This required demonstrating in several ways the school's genuine commitment to scholarship. Even now, the society requires us to report on a regular basis in these areas: curriculum development, faculty qualifications, student test scores on the SAT 1 and 2, numbers of AP exams taken and scores of 3 or better, colleges attended by our graduates, size and budget of our library collection, as well as our financial commitment to continuing education for our teachers. We have to demonstrate the quality of our students, the quality of our teachers, and the commitment of dollars to scholarly pursuits. With the chapter established, the school inducts top scholars from the junior and senior classes, as well as faculty, by virtue of their membership in Phi Beta Kappa, their having earned a PhD, or their leadership in the school. Our founder, Virginia Randolph Ellett, would be proud that her school qualified for a chapter in Cum Laude. It is an accomplishment of every student and teacher here, a reflection of the commitment of teachers and students to pursuing ideas with real intent and integrity, with passion and a mind towards seeking truth, questioning information, and pursuing solutions. It recognizes the serious work you do every day, exchanging, testing, and challenging ideals in fields that include literature, science, religion, philosophy, math, history, politics, and economics, morality and human rights, visual and performing arts. When Virginia Randolph Ellett founded this school in the 1880s, such pursuits were far from the norm for young women. She had high aspirations for her girls, and everything she did affirmed that girls, full of potential for scholarship and academic purpose, would thrive with excellent training and rigorous expectations, and would become contributing members of society in a variety of professional and personal roles. Over the next century, her scholarship grew into a tradition, which is the bedrock of a St. Catherine's education. In graduating from St. Catherine's, every one of you should be confident that you have honed your capabilities for incisive thinking, for clear and honest communication, and for hard work in disciplines that require creative problem solving. Striving to do your best, seeking truth and clarity, working hard and honestly, you all are practiced in the pursuit of excellence, and we are very proud of each and every one of you. And at this time, I invite Mr. Martin, the Secretary of St. Catherine's Chapter, to come forward.
Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be here together with you, celebrating these talented and accomplished young women. And it's my honor to recognize the senior members of Cum Laude who were inducted last spring. As I call your names, please come up and arrange yourselves behind me. I am pleased to introduce the senior members of Cum Laude who were inducted during their junior year. Catherine Brockenbrook. I tell you what, it feels good. It's a nice day. Let's applaud. Those of you who were with us last year, remember we did it on Zoom. Elliot Durham. Claire Horner. Ellie Horner. Isabel King. Nicole McCormick. Alex Myers. Forster Worrell. And Gloria Gia. I will now ask the senior members of Cum Laude to come forward and describe the motto.
The motto of Cum Laude Society is Arete, Dice, and Time. The officers and regents of the society ask that each chapter be reminded that the major objective of the society is to recognize academic excellence.
The motto specifies qualities which, ideally, each member of the society should have as her personal goal and should endeavor to encourage in society at large.
Arete means excellence. It is not limited to scholarship, but includes excellence in attitude and performance.
Dice means justice. It includes not only what is just, but what is suitable and appropriate.
Time means honor. It includes also a concept of integrity, a sense of dignity, and the ability to judge what has truth, worth, or value.
Membership in the Cum Laude Society falls into 4 categories: charter members, honorary members, faculty members, and student members.
Today, we recognize and admit a number of senior and junior student members as prescribed by the Constitution of the Society. Those juniors and seniors selected must be students at St. Catherine's who have maintained an honor record for 2 or more years. They must stand in the first fifth of their class if chosen in the senior year and the first 10th if selected in the junior year. The chapter may elect to membership teachers or administrative officers of the school who have attended colleges with the chapter of Phi Beta Kappa and have been elected to that honorary society. Each chapter may also elect 2 honorary members each year.
I'd ask you for another round of applause for our senior members of Cum Laude. Before we begin the installation, senior Cum Laude member Isabel King has prepared a musical interlude for us.
really great to see everyone here. I think this is the biggest group of parents we've had on campus yet, so it's just great to have everybody here on this incredible day, and I think we may need to keep this outside. So, okay, as I call your name, please come forward to receive your certificate and pin, and remain standing so that I can read the charge. Inductees from the senior class: Anne Catherine Cheney, Jordan Elise Coleman, Marguerite Cabell Crowder, Isabel Morgan Engel, Alexa Louise McCauley, Ava Lane Tolliver McKinney, Whitney Robin Morgan, Amelia Whitfield Urban, Charlotte Blake Wishnack, Elizabeth Westbrook Holden Woodward, that was my graduation warm-up. Moving on to the junior. Okay, inductees from the junior class: Tess Isabella DeLise, who can't be with us today, but let's clap for her. Parker Snow Edmondson, Nadia Terrell Khan, Elizabeth Douglas Lamb, Sally Brian Lumpkin, Caitlin Joyce Smith, Catherine Riley Vallejo, Elise Porter Williamson, Hallie Elizabeth Wolf, and we have one new faculty and staff inductee who just joined the upper school community this year, and that is Mary G. Butler, who is our registrar. Your distinguished record has won for you membership in the Cum Laude Society. This society is a fellowship of scholars whose purpose it is to recognize excellence in academic work. As you pursue your education, it is our hope that you will accept the honor of membership in this society as a responsibility to make some contribution to humanity's ongoing search for greater understanding of self and society. Welcome to Cum Laude. You may return to your seats. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Our speaker for today is Dr. Emily Wright. Dr. Wright received her undergraduate degree at the University of Virginia with a double major in history and classics and a minor in art history. She earned a master's in history at William and Mary and a PhD in history at Tulane. Before coming to work at St. Catherine's as a history teacher in 2019, Dr. Wright taught U.S. history and history of the American South at Tulane, but she considers St. Catherine's to be her first teaching job. As Dr. Wright teaches, she works to tell an inclusive story that highlights and includes as many voices and perspectives as possible. She likes to acknowledge disagreements and the importance in understanding why disagreements arise. In teaching key battles, conflicts, and political decisions, Dr. Wright teaches her students how to make connections between events, along with reading, researching, and thinking critically about them. In a subject that predominantly seems to focus on large key moments, Dr. Wright appreciates reading people's diaries and letters in order to see the little things that were important to them, the little things that they wouldn't necessarily share with the world. When she considers her teaching, Dr. Wright says that she thinks of the Maya Angelou quote, "When you get, give, when you learn, teach," which resonates with St. Catherine's motto, "What we keep we lose, and only what we give remains our own." For Dr. Wright, these quotations highlight how special it is to share learning. Throughout her life, Dr. Wright says that she has come to find that learning is a shared endeavor that is done best with other people. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Wright.
Good afternoon, parents, family, fellow teachers and administrators, and especially our current and new Cum Laude members, our exceptional St. Catherine's students. I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Martin and Dr. Wolf for inviting me to speak here today. And I'd also like to express what I imagine a lot of us are feeling, which is how wonderful it feels to be celebrating our students' achievements together in person on campus. This pandemic has not made things like this easy. So a heartfelt thank you to everyone who made this event possible and safe. Many of you know me as your current or former AP US history teacher. In fact, I have had the privilege of teaching all of the inductees and know firsthand that this honor awarded today is well deserved. Other things you may or may not know about me: I am left-handed. I'm the middle child of 3 girls. I grew up on a Christmas tree farm here in Virginia, and thanks to Ellie's gracious introduction, you might have guessed this last one, that I have always really liked school. My younger sister still has flashbacks from our childhood games where I pretended to be a teacher and she was my student. While most of my students were stuffed animals and American Girl dolls, my sister, as the only student who could actually participate, well, I made her complete research projects and science experiments and even assigned her homework, which, as a good younger sister who looked up to her older sister, she willingly did, I might add. We are still very close despite this, I promise. I loved school because, in addition to putting in a lot of hard work and effort, I was pretty good at it. I loved to read. I loved learning new things and solving puzzles. I have a feeling, looking around this audience, that I have found my people, a group of hardworking, highly motivated young women who generally enjoy and do well in school. I was that overachieving student who was both valedictorian and student body president of her high school, the student who loved award ceremony day. I was a big fish in a relatively small pond who loved when it seemed the world around me recognized and celebrated all the hard work I was doing. Flash forward to my first year of college at the University of Virginia, Wahoo, where I had a bit of an identity crisis. I was surrounded by valedictorians and salutatorians, by class presidents, merit scholar winners, and perfect SAT scorers, star athletes, and debate team captains. I didn't stand out. I was a little fish in a big pond who was still trying to take way too many classes and join way too many clubs, looking for praise and validation from my professors and classmates. It was at UVA that I learned the real gift that is internal or self-validation. As I've heard psychologists explain it, external validation is when you get feelings of self-worth from sources outside of yourself. These feelings of validation can come from, say, your family, your peers, your teachers, people you admire, your community. Internal validation, on the other hand, is when you gain your sense of self-worth, your sense of holding value based on what your own opinions about yourself are. I'll say that last part again. Your sense of self-worth is based on what your own opinions about yourself are, rather than what other people think of you. Both types of validation feel great, but the truth is you only really have control over the internal self-validation part. In college, when it felt like I had lost a lot of that external validation on which I had built my life as a student, I had to find my own self-motivation, what made me proud of myself. Celebrate my own wins, even and especially when they no longer came as easily. Take classes and devote my time and energy to things that I was really passionate about, things I actually liked to do, not just because I had to or it was what I thought others expected me to do to be successful. I still love when people tell me I'm doing a great job. Don't we all? That is a great feeling, and there's still real value to external praise and support. I hope, for instance, that you feel that you have a community here at St. Catherine's that has your back. Your parents, your families, your teachers and classmates. We are all so proud of your hard work that brought you here today. So soak that up. But I hope that you also take the time to be proud of yourself today, to celebrate your hard work, your own accomplishments, so that next year or the year after, whenever you leave the community of St. Catherine's, you are able to hold tight to those things which make you happy, which make you feel accomplished, confident, and valuable. And I don't want you to just take my word for it. As a history teacher, I feel I have to leave you with some historical words of advice about finding that self-validation. Like Shirley Chisholm, the first African-American female congresswoman, who said, "Don't listen to those who say you can't. Listen to the voice inside yourself that says, I can." Or like esteemed scientist and Nobel Prize winner Marie Curie, who said, "Life is not easy for any of us, but what of that? We must have perseverance and above all, confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this thing must be obtained." Or social activist and First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, "Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." And for a more modern take, I'll end with co-founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. So, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you proud of yourself. And today, I hope that you are proud of yourselves, and that especially in this time of a pandemic, when many things about being a student don't feel quite normal, you take the time today to celebrate all that you have done to get here. You deserve it. Thank you.
Emily, you were the perfect choice, and those are wonderful words for all of us of all ages to think about. So thank you very much. We are sorry we cannot offer you a reception, which would be the nice, polite thing to do now, but we would love for all of the members to join right up in front of the portico so we could take a photograph. So thank you all for joining us. This has been a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.